Welcome back, everyone. In this session, we are going to learn attachment style, attachment. This topic is a very important one, especially for searching life partner or for relationship, friendship, wife, husband relationship, or any kind of relationship. All the root is based on this attachment, okay, from our childhood. So if you don't have good attachment, you can still improve it. And if you want a good wife or a husband, you have to search for secure attachment. So this is one of the very important attachment. And also through this program, we are going to learn uh, how to build secure attachment in our children. That is a very important topic as well. So let's go to our slide. And okay, attachment style. Okay, let's go here. Types of attachment in early childhood. These attachment styles influence relationship and emotional health into adulthood. Early, responsive and nurturing parent foster secure attachment, promoting confidence and emotional resilience in children. Types of attachment in early childhood. So we will first see these types of attachment. I will explain to you, and after this, we will uh, one by one see the effects of attachment in of each type. Okay, attachment in early childhood plays a crucial role in shaping a child's emotional and social development. Psychologist John Bowlby and R. Later Mary Ainsworth identified four main attachment styles. First one is secure attachment. Second is avoidant attachment. Third is amphibian or resistant attachment. Fourth is disorganized attachment. So one by one, let's dive into it and learn what we need to learn. First is secure attachment. The best form of attachment, what we are going to promote throughout this session and what we are trying to secure in our to every children is secure attachment. Child feel safe and confident exploring the environment, knowing the caregiver is a secure base. Shows distress when the child's caregiver leaves, but it is easily comfort upon return. Develops healthy relationship and emotional regulation. So, in previous videos, we have already learned from 0 to 18 months, 18 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years, this and that, right? During that time, also, we have mentioned a lot of time on how to secure attachment in every child. Okay, we already learned the step and the process. So we already said in order to make secure attachment in our baby, we need to properly take care of the child instantly whenever the babies cry. And we also say that we have to bath our children routinely, right? Routine wise, this and that we already mentioned in our previous video. So we are not repeating those things, because if we are repeating it will consume a lot of time, right? So just go back if you have any doubts or problem, just go back and see the videos. So when the child is feeling safe, when the caregiver or the parents attend the child's need immediately, whenever the babies cry or whenever the babies feel pain or whenever the baby needs care, when the caregiver instantly meet those needs and cares, when she give care to the baby feels that the caregiver is a secure base. Okay, she feels safe around that caregiver. And even when the caregivers leave, the baby shows distress, uncomfortable. But when the caregivers return to the baby, and when it is returned, it is easily comfort upon the caregiver's return. You understand what I mean? When when the caregivers return, the baby become comfortable again. okay, within minutes. And when the baby feels comfortable around the caregiver, that's develop healthy relationship and emotional regulation between the baby and the caregiver. And this secure attachment, this safe environment for the babies, really give a good feeling about the world and the surrounding of and its surrounding for the baby. So the baby continues to experience this kind of relationship throughout his or her life, and the babies can able to trust other person, able to trust and have a good relationship with others person when the baby's needs is instantly met. Okay. So secondly, the second point is avoidant attachment. The second types of attachment is avoidance, insecure avoidance. Okay, in short, insecure avoidance. That is other uh, way of saying. Childs appear independent and does not seek much comfort from the caregiver. So in this situation, the child appear independent, very independent, and does not seek much comfort from the caregiver. Maybe the caregiver is maybe during his baby, during his 0 to 18 months, the caregiver is not taking care of the child's need instantly. Maybe after 10, 50, or 30 minutes, the caregiver goes to the babies and taking care of its need. Okay. Or the caregiver is not taking care of the child's need urgently, or not showing care that much. There is no good relationship between the caregiver and the child. That is why even the child does not seek much comfort from the caregiver. So shows little distress when the caregivers leave and avoid them upon return. Even when the caregiver, maybe the parent, when the caregiver leaves the baby does not feel that much problem, you know. And even when the caregivers return to the baby start to avoid. You know what I mean? Start to avoid the caregiver. And also and also often results from caregiver who are emotionally distant or unresponsive. As we already said, the caregiver is not taking care of the baby properly, and also distant means he separated himself or herself from the baby and not taking care of the baby needs instantly, or not taking care of the baby uh, in a positive way. There is not that much uh, emotional connection between the caregivers and the baby. And also the caregiver is very unresponsive, you know, not responsive to the needs. That is why the baby form insecure. He sees the wall and the caregiver has not safe environment. The baby sees the wall has a not safe environment, has a some sort of fright. Okay, he sees the wall has a frightening place, and he have in the baby's form insecure as well as avoid people surrounding, avoid relationship. Got it? Okay. Third is amphivalent or resistant attachment. Let's use this bracket one, it is more nice. Insecure and anxious. This is insecure and anxious combination. Here, the same thing. The second part also insecure, but avoidance, right? Here, insecure and anxious. Anxious is the different one. Child is highly dependent and anxious. The child is highly dependent on the caregiver and very anxious, emotionally disturbed, you know, showing extreme distress when separated. The child is too much dependent on the caregiver, totally 100% dependent on the caregiver, and does not want other person. Even if the neighbors or other person, adults, trying to take the child will not want. Okay, the child will avoid those things. So the child will only depend 100% everything to the caregiver. Hard to comfort even when the caregivers return, display clingy behavior. So when the child caregiver is separated, going away, the child will throw tantrums and will cry and this and that. Even when the child caregivers return to the child will still display clumsy behavior, this and that. Hmm, the child will take times to recover, So, and the third is develops from inconsistent caregiving. Inconsistent is sometimes giving good care, sometimes not giving care, sometimes urgently meeting the needs, sometimes after some few minutes, no, sometimes not totally uh, caring the child's need. Okay, sometimes. So that inconsistent caregiving develop this kind of insecure anxious attachment, okay, where responses needs to where responses to needs are unpredictable. The child, sometimes the parent, the caregiver, give the child whatever she needs instantly. Sometimes the needs of the child is not met. Sometimes after 30 minutes, after 1 hour, the needs of the child is being met, the needs of the child is not always constantly met. That is unpredictable. So in unpredictable environment, insecure anxious types of attachment will be formed in the children, in the baby, okay. And this type of attachment will be followed through the child's life, throughout his life, okay. And finally, the last is disorganized attachment. Child shows confused, erratic behavior with no clear attachment pattern. Okay, childs approach caregivers but also display fear or resistance, often linked to neglect, trauma, or inconsistent caregiving environments. So the last and the final is disorganized attachment. The child shows confused, erratic behavior, not normal behavior. Uh, the child shows very confused and no clear attachment pattern. That means out of the previous three attachment, the child does not know which one is yours. See, whether the caregiver is there for the child or not, whether the needs will be met or not, this and that, he does not know, the baby does not know, okay. The approach may approach caregiver but also display fear or resistance. The caregiver and the baby relationship is not a good one, not a healthy one. Sometimes the baby will afraid, will show fear of the caregiver because the caregiver is not a good person, is not taking care of the baby nicely, okay. And also sometimes maybe the caregiver also sometimes intentionally hurt the baby. That is why the baby display fear or resistance to the caregiver, and often linked to neglect. The caregiver sometimes neglect, trauma, okay, and also inconsistent mm, caregiving environment. So the baby does not have a good environment. Sometimes he is or she has been neglected. Sometimes some trauma happenings in the home, in his surrounding, okay. Sometimes inconsistent caregiving environment. Sometimes care is there, sometimes there is no care, this and that. That is why the baby form disorganized attachment style. Throughout his life, the baby will form this kind of attachment, okay. Effects of secure attachment in children. Secure attachment foster lifelong emotional, social, and intellectual well-being. Strong. This one is for secure attachment. Okay, for secure attachment. If you want the children to form secure attachment, that one is the best quality among all the four attachment style. Okay, this one is the best. So we want to form secure attachment. How to do? First, emotional stability should be there in the child's life, in the caregiver and the child's relationship. Emotional stability develops confidence, resilience, and healthy emotional regulations. Secondly, strong relationship forms trust. trusting, empathetic, and meaningful connection should be there between the child and the child's giver. The child's givers, the caregivers has to trust the child, empathetic and meaningful connection there should be between that caregiver and the child. Positive social skill, communicates well, cooperate, builds friendship easily. This kind of secure attachment communicates well, cooperates and build friendship easily. Okay, if your child and if you yourself is a secure attachment. And fourth, cognitive and academic growth. If your children, if your child is secure attachment, he will be curious, motivated, perform well in learning. Okay. So all these are the key points of secure attachment. And finally, long-term impact. These secure attachment people, they become an independent, emotional, stable adult with healthy relationship and a strong sense of self-worth. They have a strong sense of self-worth, they have a good relationship, they are emotionally stable and independent. Okay, they do not 100% depend on others, they are independent, emotionally stable, and healthy relationship and a strong sense of self-worth. They have all this. And long-term goals, securely attached children grow into emotionally stable, socially competent, and independent adults. See, the traits are very good. Okay, if you are not secure attachment, we will learn later on. You will have a lot of problem. Let's say your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your wife or husband have is not a secure attachment. There will be a lot of problem between your relationship. They are more likely to develop healthy romantic and professional relationship, more likely. Okay, less prone to anxiety, depression, or relationship insecurities in adulthood. When they become adult, this secure attachment likely, okay, they are less prone to anxiety, depression, and relationship insecurity. Conclusion, secure attachment provide a strong foundation for lifelong emotion, social, and intellectual success. Parents who offer consistent love, support, and responsiveness help their children strive in all aspects of life. So, as a parent, as a teacher, as a caregivers to the baby, we should try to form this secure attachment. And if you want a healthy relationship, try to find a person of secure attachment style. Okay, that one is very necessary. Effects of avoidant attachment, insecure avoidance on children, insecure avoidance style. Avoidant attachment can lead to emotional detachment, difficulty in relationship, and struggle with trust and vulnerability in adulthood. So if you are a person who has avoidant attachment, because your childhood or during your while you are baby, your caregiver, maybe your parent or some other person who take care of you, if that person forms avoidant attachment in you, you will have emotional detachment. You will not like to talk about your emotions, your needs, this and that. And difficulty in relationship, you will find difficulty. Okay, and you will struggle with trust, you will find hard to trust people. And vulnerability in adulthood, you know, vulnerable, you will be vulnerable in adulthood when you become adult. Emotional suppression, number one, avoid expressing emotion, struggle with trust and fear, vulnerable, fear that someone may destroy you, you afraid that you yourself will be embarrassment in front of others people, or you are struggle with trust, you cannot fully trust people. Okay, you struggle with trust or expressing your emotion, love, sadness during your difficult time, even expressing those events will be difficult for you if you are avoidant attachment. Uh, and secondly, distant relationship, prefer independent, avoid closeness, and has difficulty forming deep bonds. You know, If you're a type of person who prefer independent instead of being in relationship, wanting to be single and enjoy freedom, or avoid closeness, not wanting to be close with any person. I know there is a people, some person, they want to be stay uh, they want to be stay single. Not only single, they don't even want close close best friend, they don't want best friend in their life. They avoid closeness and has difficulty forming deep bonds. Deep bonds is uh, romantic relationship or friend, best friend or marriage. All these, they do not want deep bonds. If you are avoiding attachment, this will be your life. And thirdly, social challenges, lack empathy, struggle with cooperation, and may seem emotionally detached. That persons, there are some person who do not shows empathy to other people's suffering. They said, I'm also suffering those things, I already experienced this and that. Instead of empathy, they say to themselves, I already experienced all this, and they lack empathy. And they struggle with cooperation, working together with other person. They really find mm, difficult to work with other person, and may so emotionally detached. Emotionally detached means they do not even care relationship between co-worker or with other people or with relative. They do not have that much concern. Okay. And finally, academic and cognitive impact. Appear self-reliant or avoid seeking help, which can hinder learning. They appear that they are able to do 100% on their own and avoid seeking help. They don't want to ask for help. Okay. And which, on the other hand, can hinder learning means which can slow down their learning process. Okay. So all this, if you have them, maybe you are avoiding attachment, you need to improve. Okay. So even as a parent, as a teacher, we don't want our student and our baby to have this kind of things, right? So we need to take care of their needs instantly, make a routine for them, and have a good relationship with the baby. Whoever take cares of the baby should have a meaningful bond. Okay. And finally, long-term impact. Struggle with intimacy in relationship. This kind of insecure avoidance person, they will struggle with intimacy in relationship, fear emotional dependence, avoid deep connections, and may develop anxiety, commitment issues, cannot 100% commit to others person. Long-term relationship cannot commit themselves to long-term relationship. Or workaholics tendency has a coping mechanism. Some are working constantly every day, has a coping mechanism to avoid relationship. Okay, this kind of person, uh, they have a long-term impact. So please, if you are avoid an attachment, try to shift to secure attachment. Okay, you won't be able to have intimacy, closeness with others person. You will fear of emotional dependence. You will fear that you may not how to say, you will you will fear that to give someone your true love. You will fear to give someone your true love, so that they might be hurting you in the future. You might be afraid of that, and avoid deep connection. And you will develop anxiety, commitment issue. That is what, you will not be committed to any person, afraid, fearing that in the future they might be cheating on you, this and that. And you will somehow develop workaholic personality or habits. Okay. Effects of ambivalent and resistant attachment, insecure, anxious on children. Insecure, anxious attachment can lead to emotional dependence, totally depending on others person. Social struggle with social means not wanting to go out and what to say, not wanting to attend program, events, or family gathering, this and that. Okay. And difficulties with trust and self-confidence in adulthood, when they have difficulties with trust, and they don't have that much confidence. Number one, instability, emotional instability, experience in intense anxiety, fear of abandonment, and difficulties self-smoothing. What does it mean? Experience intense anxiety. They have a lot of anxiety. Secondly, they afraid that someone may leave them. If they are in relationship, they constantly afraid that their boyfriend, their husband, or their wife or girlfriend will leave them, or their best friend will leave them for other person. They have that kind of fear. Okay, and difficulties self-smoothing means they will have difficulty to cool them down. Okay, when they are angry or when they face things, difficulties, they will find hard to understand their own emotion. Clingy and dependent relationship, they constantly seek reassurance, means uh, approval or love or appreciation from others person. Okay, maybe from their partner, they will always seek. And struggle with trust, they find hard to trust other person. And fear rejection, they afraid that people will reject them, so they will hardly do something like selling or like proposing their partner, their loved one. Okay, and social challenges, difficulty making friends, overly sensitive to criticism, and struggle with cooperation. So they find difficult to make friends, and they are very sensitive to criticism. Even a little bit criticism about them will hurt them so much. Okay, other people opinion will hurt them so much. And struggle with cooperation, working together with other person, they will find difficulty in working together with other person. Academic and cognitive impact, find hard to focus due to anxiety. Their study or their project work or their work, they will find it hard due to anxiety. May rely heavily on teacher for support, may rely heavily on teacher or friend or other person for support. Okay, long term impact, prone to insecurity in relationship, fear of abandonment, emotional heights and loss, and may develop anxiety, jealousy, or codependent tendency in adulthood. So here, the long-term effect of these insecure, anxious people are, they are insecure in relationship. They don't feel safe. They don't feel safe in relationship. They always afraid that their partner will leave them for other person. Okay, their emotional are high and low. Their moods are up down, up down. How to say? uh, they have a mood swing and may develop anxiety, jealousy. Of course, every person will have jealousy, but here what we are talking about is over jealousy. Okay, even if his boyfriend or her girlfriend talking with some opposite sex, they will feel jealous, and it will hurt them so much in a great extent. And they will, because dependent tendencies in adulthood, they will really depend on others people person. Okay, they will really depend on others person. And finally, the last, disorganized attachment. Disorganized attachment can lead to emotional instability, trust issue, and long-term struggle with relationship and mental health. So, number one, emotional confusion. Display emotions, mixed emotion, fear, and predictivity in responses to caregiver. So, this baby will have mixed emotions, fear, and unpredictability, means whether the baby will be angry, frustration, or sad. We cannot identify. Okay, we cannot predict. And unstable relationships, struggle with trust, fear, with both closeness and abandonment. Closeness is what? Eh, they don't want to be close with any person. Okay, they are afraid of being close with other person. And abandonment means their loved one or their partner will leave them. That is abandonment. They are afraid constantly about that, and they act aggressively or withdraw. They rather act aggressively or they do not say anything. They detach themselves from others person. Okay. Social challenges, difficulty understanding social clues, may show erratic or fearful behavior in friendship. When they are in friendship with others person, they'll be fearful or erratic, irrational behavior. They will have that kinds of behavior, irrational. And yeah, cognitive and academic impact, trouble focusing. They cannot have good attention. They cannot focus for long. Trouble focusing, emotional processing emotion. When they are too angry, when they are this and that, they will find hard to cool them down. Okay, to cool themselves, and managing stress and leading to learning difficulties. Long-term impact, increase risks of anxiety, depression, fear of relationship, emotional dysregulations, possible self-destructive behavior in adulthood. When they become adult, they form all this. There is a very high risk of number one, anxiety. Number two, depression. They will be afraid of relationship, getting married, or getting into a romantic relationship, or they will be afraid of and they will also have emotional dysregulation, and also possible self-destructive behavior, which they will keep on harming themselves. Okay, that is self-destructive behavior when they become adult. So out of all these four, which one do you want the best? Secure attachment, of course, right? All the other three we don't want. Okay, now how to secure attachment in baby by age group. 0 to 3 month, quick respond to needs, attend to crying and signal promptly to build trust. When the baby cry, when the baby is not comfort, quickly attend to the baby needs. In that way, the baby will build trust, okay, in themselves. And physical comfort, hold, cuddle and smoothie the baby to create a sense of security. When the baby is crying, you can touch their head, okay, smoothie or this and that, and hold the baby as well, with love and care. Consistent care, ensure regular feeding on time. Okay, sometimes forgetting to feed the baby in the morning, this and that is not good. So have a regular timing. After every few hours you can feed, or I don't know, according to the baby age. Okay, and changing and sleeping, even diapers, when they poo or when they pee, as soon as they poo or pee, change the diaper as soon as possible. Okay, don't wait for 30 minutes, 1 hour. If you wait like that, the baby will form a avoidant attachment or other types of attachment, not secure attachment. The baby will not trust the caregiver to take care of his needs. Okay, sleeping routines can offer stability. Ensure feeding, regular feeding, changing diaper or cloth, or bathing the child, and sleeping routines can offer stability. All this, please remember. And finally, engage in eye contact. Okay, gaze lovingly at the baby to establish emotional connection, especially when the mother's feeding her baby. The mother should look at the baby eye. Okay, in that way the baby will form secure attachment. When the mother is feeding, maybe breastfeeding or bottle feeding, I don't know, whenever the baby is eating, there should be eye contact with the mother, with the caregiver. That is absolutely important. 4 to 8 months. Encourage exploration with comfort. Provide a safe space for the baby to explore, knowing you are nearby for assurance. The baby, the caregiver should always be present, mm, around the baby, so that if the baby is accidentally hurting himself or herself, or falling down, or doing something wrong, the caregiver should be always near the baby. Okay, to take care of the child, to take care of the baby. Talk and smile. Use a warm tone to interact and foster a sense of safety and affection. So whenever you deal with the baby, when the caregivers talk to the baby, the caregiver should be smiling and talk with loving tone, okay, warm tone, not harsh, not shouting this and that. That is very important. And create predictable routine. This is one of the most important. Set regular sleeping time, feeding, playing schedule, and also bathing. Okay, all this will make the baby feel safe. Okay, be consistent with care. Continue responding promptly to the baby's need, ensuring reliability. Be consistent with care. Whenever the baby cry or whenever the baby needs something, always be there for the baby and always respond instantly. Okay, uh, urgently respond to the baby's need, not waiting some minutes or few uh, few hours. Don't wait and attend the baby needs. Okay, 9 months, provide assurance during separation. So what does this mean? When leaving the baby with others, offer brief and positive goodbye, returning promptly. So when the caregiver, the mother or father or whoever going to take care of the baby, that the caregiver, when he's about to leave the baby, should offer brief and positive goodbye. Goodbye. Uh, Maybe he or she will kiss the baby forehead and say a positive goodbye. Okay, and as much as possible, the caregiver should return to the baby as soon as possible. Okay, and promote secure exploration. When the baby allow the baby to explore their environment, knowing you are present as a secure base. We already covered this point, so I will not repeat. Comfort in distress. When the baby is not mm, healthy, when the baby is sick or when the baby needs anything, always smoothie means maybe touch the baby's skin or the head like this. Okay, that is smoothie, and always comfort the baby. Okay, that's very important. Even though the baby uh, health is not good, even though the baby keep on crying because of stomach pain and what pain we don't know, even though the baby keep on crying, that smoothie and showing care should not stop. You got my point. Some parents they stop after 5-10 minutes. When the baby don't stop crying, they stop that caring. Okay, that smoothie, they stop that process. That is bad. So whether the baby is not stopping or stopping doesn't matter. Always care the baby. That's important. 10 to 3 years, how to form a secure attachment. Provide emotional support. Acknowledge and validate the child's emotion, offering comfort when challenging times. When the baby find difficult to walk or crawl or whatever they face challenges in their life, the caregiver should be there and comforting and encouraging. Okay, and also should appreciate. The caregiver should show a lot of appreciation in order to form secure attachment in the baby. Create a routine. We already talked about this, so I will not repeat. Foster positive social interaction. Encourage interaction with caregiver, family, peers to build trust and emotional bonds. Okay, here one very important things. Some parent they don't want other people to hold their baby. Okay, they only want to keep the baby with themselves. That is not good. So as a parent, they should encourage interaction with different person, with their family members, with their friend. They should encourage the child to have interaction so that the child will learn social skill as well as trust and emotional bond with others people as well. Okay, and offer autonomy with safety. Allow the child to explore and make simple choice, balancing independence with secure caregivings. So the baby should be given freedom. At the same time, the caregiver should always be there looking after the baby so that he will not harm himself or herself. Okay, so autonomy should be there with safety. You got my point. Consistent, responsive care, emotional support, creating a stable and predictable environment help foster secure attachment in babies and toddlers. So the most important things here is in how to take care of the baby to make the baby form secure attachment is consistent, responsive care, emotional support, creating a stable and predictable environment. Okay, all five are the most important keywords. And this is our final final uh, slide for this video. 8 foundation of attachment. Number one, gaining information and preparation, educating ourselves on attachment and caregiving to better support our child's need. So, as a parent, as a teacher, in order to form secure attachment in our baby, we need to gain information and preparation has to be there. Okay. Secondly, feeding lovingly, like I already said, when the mothers feed the baby, the mother should not be busy with other things. Instead of that, the mother should look at the baby's eye and smiling. Okay, that is very important. Providing nourishment with care, attention, and affection to strengthen the bond. Responding to needs sensitively. Attending to our baby's need promptly and with empathy, fostering trust. So when the baby needs anything, it should be promptly attend and with empathy, okay, with caringly, with lovingly, the baby needs should be met, and this will foster trust. This will encourage trust. Skincare and touch. The caregiver and the baby, there should be hugging, holding, gentle touch to comfort and connect. There should be a lot of closeness, okay, between the baby and the caregiver. Establishing a healthy sleeping pattern, creating a constant, safe, and nurturing sleeping environment to promote emotional security. So the baby's sleeping pattern should be there. Don't let the baby sleep anytime, not no proper sleeping pattern, that will destroy the baby mental health. Okay, there should be proper sleeping pattern for the baby. Creating a constant, safe, and nurturing environment. So when the baby sleep, we should not wake them again and again. There should not be noise, or there should not be any sound that can disturb their sleep. Let the baby have a good sound sleep. Okay, that is important. And number six, consistent unconditional love. This is one of the most important key points to form secure attachment in our baby. Unconditional love, demonstrating love and affection on a continuous basis, reinforcing the child's sense of safety. So even though the child will have a lot of mistake, as a parent, you should always demonstrate, or you should always show unconditional love, whether they have mistake or not, whether they are doing things in a good way or bad way, that the baby should feel unconditional love. Okay, applying gentle discipline, setting boundaries with kindness and consistency, helping the child understand limits while feeling secure. While feeling secure, that baby, the child should understand their boundary. Okay, boundary means what they can do, what they cannot do, what they are supposed to say, what they are not supposed to say. All this boundary should be taught to the child with kindness and consistency. Every time it should be taught with kindness, not harsh word, not mocking the baby, or not harming the baby. With kindness and consistency, the baby should uh, know their limit. Okay, and the baby should feel secure. With one mistake, if you scold the baby with loud voice, this and that, and beating the child, the baby will not feel secure. Okay, the baby may afraid the parent. So here there should be a kindness and consistency when offering boundaries to the children, to the child. Okay, balancing attention and independence, offering a balance of responsive care and opportunities for exploration to foster a sense of security and autonomy. So we have to teach the baby balancing attention and independence. Always giving attention to the baby also not good, right? And not giving attention at all to the baby also not good. So there should be a balance between giving attention and independence. If the baby is crying or falling down or harming himself, instant at that time, at that point of time, the parents should attend. Okay, the parents should be there for the baby. If the baby is okay, if the baby is not crying this and that, let the baby have his independence. Let the baby play whatever he do, let him do. And the caregiver should be somewhere near the baby. Okay, not every time. Uh, not every time taking care of the baby and the baby don't have a kind of independence, that is also bad. The baby should have independence, as well as when the baby needs anything, it should be promptly give to the baby. That's attention and that's need. Okay, so with this we have covered attachment. So like I already said, this attachment is very important. Okay, if you want a good wife or good husband, search secure attachment. Secure attachment feels self confident exploring environment knowing their caregiver is secure, right? So let me cover this again. This secure attachment, very important. Emotional stability they have, they develop confidence, resilience, and healthy emotional regulation, and they have strong relationship, forming trust, empathetic, and meaningful connection. They have all this secure attachment style, and they communicate well, cooperate, and build friendship. Communicate well means what? Even when they are hard, even when they are sad, they are able to talk about their emotions. Okay, some people they shut off from the world and they don't want to talk about their emotions when they are sad. Okay, that is bad. That is bad. They are able to communicate well, cooperate, work together with different kinds of person, and build friendship easily. And in academic wise, they are curious, motivated, and perform well in learning. Okay, so in the long term, they become independent, emotionally stable. Stable means what? Not angry easily every time or every week, always making drama, make always in bad mood every time. That is unhealthy relationship, unhealthy emotions, right? But for these people, they have emotionally stable with healthy relationship and they have a strong sense of self-worth. So we need this, we need secure attachment, and all the other we should avoid and we should not form in our baby's life. Okay, in our child's life. So I really emphasize this secure attachment has to be there. Okay, and if you are unsecure attachment type of person, you please try to form secure attachment in your life. And with all this, I think we come to our conclusion, this secure attachment. And if there is a doubt or anything, you can always contact me, and or you can rewatch these videos to understand better. And also this PowerPoint, I will convert it into PDF, and please read it or revise it 3 4 times. Okay, even if you don't by heart, it's okay. Just revise it 3 4 times. In this way, you will be able to have a good understanding. And thank you so much for attending this child psychology or developmental psychology. I hope you have gained a lot of information that will be helpful to you as well as to your client. Okay, thank you once again.